Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who may or may not already know, my name is Alex, aka Yellowberry. And for today's video, I am coming to you guys with a story time. I have not had a story time in so long because my life has just been so like normal. For those of you who have been watching my videos for a very long time, you will notice that in a lot of my new videos I have Chase. I have definitely calmed down a lot, so you know, I'm not meeting strange people and getting into strange and weird things as much as I used to anymore. At least nothing that's much entertainment to bring to you guys. Anyway, by the title of this video, I'm gonna try not to cry because it was just, yeah, that was very traumatizing. And let's just get into this video. So one day after work, I come home, and it's so ironic because I was supposed to be moving out, and my sister had texted me asking me when am I moving out, just randomly. So I was just telling her like, oh, you know, I'm not anymore and blah 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 blah. So as she was texting me this, I was already just parking up behind my building. I get upstairs, and as soon as I open the door, Chase runs up to me to greet me, as he always does, and I freaking love it. If you guys don't have a dog, you need to get one, but that's neither here or there. So he runs up to me, he's jumping on my leg. I'm like, Chase. So I'm like trying to like push him inside of the door because he likes to run out. So if somebody opens their apartment door, Chase is gonna run in their apartment. So as I'm like walking inside the door, my mother is standing at the door. So she kind of had like a look on her face, but I don't know. I didn't really pay too much mind. I thought maybe she was just too tired from work. So I'm telling her this story. I'm like, it's so crazy because in the mornings, like literally y'all, from 4 a.m. to about 7 a.m., Chase be wildin'. He wakes up, he's barking, he's jumping on you. Oh my gosh, God forbid he hears my alarm go off. That's his way of like, okay, Alex, you have to get up. I hate when he does that. So if I'm working like a later shift, ironically, like say I have to wake up by like 7:30. By that time, Chase is done. He's ready to go to sleep now. And it's like, no, now that I gotta wake up to go to work, now you wanna go to sleep? So I was just laughing at my mom telling her the story. She was like, I have bad news. So for those of you who do not know, I also have a cat. I have cat-dog situation in my house. So I'm looking like, what the hell? So automatically, I'm thinking that the cat died. So I look to my left and I see the cat staring at me. So I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Like my mind is literally going a mile a minute. So I'm like, what the fuck? So she's like, look under my phone on the table, on the kitchen table. So I'm like, she left the dead cat under the table? But that's what I'm trying to say. My mind is going so far, like so fast. It's like, I know I'm looking at the cat, but for some reason, my mind keeps thinking like, oh, he died. Whatever. So without even like fully turning my body to the kitchen table to see what she's referring to, my head is kind of like slow. I'm kind of squinting, and I'm like, what the hell? What I'm about to be surprised with. I woke up to the phone, and underneath my phone there's a letter. Let me read it. So like, just out of being flustered and whatever the case may be, I'm just gonna read to you guys like the part that I read. Management has received numerous complaints that resident is harboring pets or animals without the prior written consent of the landlord. This also affects other residents in their right of quiet enjoyment through the warranty of habitability. Then I just read the ending part where it's like legal action will have to be taken. So off rip, I start bawling. Like literally I started to cry because I'm just like, what am I going to do? And I'm one of those people that I never just take things that people say and run with it. Like I'm one of those people that I always have another plan. I always have another choice. It might not be the best one at that moment, but it's gonna be one where I feel like I don't want to say winning, but in this case I felt like if I was to have just given away my dog, that I would be losing. Immediately I just start to cry, and I'm calling my boyfriend because like he's just my go-to person for anything, anytime anything happens. So I'm like going crazy, calling him, And then he finally answers. So I'm just like, I have to give away Chase. I have to give away Chase. Guys, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Like, before I owned a dog and people were like, you have to give away my dog, or like, oh yeah, my apartment didn't allow dogs, or I used to be like, oh, okay. Like, you just never know how much you love your pet, specifically your dog, because I feel like if they told me I had to give away Prince, let me not even say that, because maybe if they said I had to give away the cat, I would still be as distraught. But like Chase, like, no, like, I paid for him with my own money. I did it myself. I picked him out. I always wanted a dog. Y'all know, y'all seen the story. So the fact that like I had to give him away now, I was just destroyed. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. My mom is just looking at me and she's just like, he has to go tonight. So mind you, y'all, I just came home from work, so it's about like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Where is he got to go to? Like, where do you expect me to put him right now, this instant? Like, so I'm like, honestly, I'm gonna sleep in my car. So my mother's like, you cannot sleep in your car. It's cold outside. But I was in shambles. Like, I literally think I cried for 3 hours straight. I called my boyfriend and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna call you back because he's gonna try to figure out somewhere that Chase can stay. In the midst of all of that, like, I'm thinking, like, you know, I have somebody I used to work with. She loves dogs. I can ask her if she could hold him. I still want to have a relationship with my dog, so she lives, you know, in the same area as me. I could bring him to her house and see, you know, she would want to watch him. I would still do everything for him, bathe him, buy him his food. He's still my dog. I just need somewhere for him to stay. So when I thought about that, that made me cry, because I'm just like, he doesn't even know her. And Chase, he's very, very friendly, but at a point, I feel like him bouncing from house to house is going to affect him, because he's going to kind of feel like, does my mom not love me anymore? Like, why am I bouncing from house? I'm about to cry. Why am I bouncing from like house to house? Why, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what to do. So my boyfriend was like, he finally called me back and he's like, you know, my brother said that he'll keep him, but he can only stay at most a week. But Chase is not the most well-behaved dog as far as like barking and stuff like that, which is my fault because I give him so much leniency, if that's a word. And I just knew like Chase wouldn't be able to stay there for a week. Like, I knew tops they would probably give me like two days, and I was gonna get him the third day. So I'm like, you know what, it's whatever. Chase has been to my boyfriend's family's house. He knows them. It won't be too much for him. Oh man. It won't be too much for him to be there. I'm like, all right. So I'm packing up. So he's like, babe, I can't come right now though, so if you want, you can start packing up his stuff and I'll be there. So I'm like, okay. So like, bawling my eyes out, guys, bawling my eyes out, like I'm packing his things, and like, it's just so all right, I gotta get it together. But it's just so crazy because I'm packing his stuff and he doesn't even know what's going on. Like, I don't know if like I'm gonna be able to live with him again. I don't know anything. So I just know like for the night he's gonna be with someone that he's comfortable with, that he knows. And my boyfriend also has a dog, so he'll have somebody to play with. You know, he's still a baby, so he's just like, oh yeah, more fun, I get to be with my friend, you know. So I'm packing up his stuff, I'm crying, and I'm like looking for his favorite toy so that he can have comfort when he goes over there. I'm looking for his blanket that I normally give him. You know, I'm just packing up everything. Food, wee pads. I even packed pee spray just in case Chase decides to pee on their floor. They have something to clean it up. I'm packing everything. So that's just making me cry even more. My dad gets home and my dad is like, he knocks on my door and he's like, hey, what's going on? So I'm like, Chase has to leave. Y'all would not believe this man. Like, he's just... So he starts going crazy on me. Like, I don't know why you're crying. You already knew that. We weren't able to have pets here. I don't know why you got him. That's your problem. You don't let... Guys just going crazy on me. And I'm just like, I'm already in distress. Do you feel like that's a conversation that we need to have, right? Do you feel like that's a conversation we need to have, period? Like, I'm already reaping what I have sowed. I'm already suffering. I don't want to say my karma, but... You know, things happen when you don't follow the rules. I'm telling, like, I don't even want to get into that part, but that just added more to my frustration. So I start going crazy on him. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, do you have no sympathy? Like, I'm literally bawling my eyes out. And come to find out, my mother already told my father the story, so that just kind of hurt my feelings even more, that you knew what was going on. You came home knowing what's going on. You knocked on my door just to see me in shambles, to then throw it in my face that I shouldn't have the dog here. And mind you, him and my dog are like best friends. So he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Chase, but you have to go. And I'm just like, I thought you guys were best friends. You know what I'm saying? Because the times like when I don't want to wake up and feed Chase or take Chase for a walk, my dad does it. Like, he'll go out on walks with Chase for 2-3 hours. And I'm just like, instead of coming home and trying to help me figure it out. And that's another thing about me too. Like, I'm not one of those kids that like need their parents and they feel like they have to always go to their parents for something. So it's kind of like, I didn't even ask for your advice. If you just came to me trying to taunt me. So that just literally just broke me even more. I called my boyfriend again because I'm just like, I need you here. Like, I can't pack in this condition. Like, I literally felt like the devil's presence around me. Like, like, if there's anybody in this world that can get under my skin, it's my dad, for obvious reasons. So it's just like, I just couldn't concentrate. So my boyfriend's like, all right, I'm about to get an Uber, I'm coming. So within 5 minutes, he was there. So my boyfriend gets here. So like everything pretty much kind of dies down. So I'm still packing Chase's things. Because again, I'm taking Chase to his house. So I put Chase's things out the door. And then my boyfriend calls me in the room to like just come lay down. And like he's consoling me. And I am literally crying inconsolably. Like, guys, I think I cried. I didn't think I had tears today to cry. Because I think I cried enough for the year. Like, it was terrible. I'm talking about 3 hours straight just crying. But if you guys know where I live, everybody has a dog. When I tell y'all everybody, I'm talking everybody. Everybody. Everybody has a dog. Okay? But I felt guilty after reading the message because Chase barks at night. Every night. The nights that he doesn't bark, I can count on my hand. Chase barks every night, so I just figured like, wow, like somebody was at their wit's end with us. And I get it. Like, I would never be upset with them because people have to sleep, you know. And they probably don't have an animal to understand that you don't do that to people, you know. So we're laying down. My boyfriend's just talking to me like, you know, just calm down, babe. It's gonna be okay. He's gonna be with us for the night. I also hit up my friend Blue, and I told my friend Blue what was going on, and she just automatically was like, I'll take him for you, which is why I freaking love Blue. I will give Blue a kidney. I wouldn't want to give it to her, but I'm kidding. If Blue needed anything from me and I can do it, I would absolutely freaking do it, like, without a doubt. And yesterday's situation definitely solidified that, because nobody wants a dog in their house, you know what I'm saying? And Blue is just like, I'll take him, like, I'll come get him. And I'm like, I would never make you come get him. Like, I can bring him to you. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna let him stay over at my boyfriend's house, use up that time, and then he could come stay with you. Because again, I don't want to overstay my welcome with Chase. Chase is not, he's amazing, he's beautiful, he's adorable, but Chase is not the most well-behaved dog, and I don't want to give somebody that burden, you know what I'm saying? So that felt comforting. But again, going back to the fact that he'll be house hopping, like, you know, the first night it's cute, he knows his family. Now he's with a whole different family in a different part of New York. He probably doesn't even know what part of New York he'll be in, but you know, it's just that motherly mommy puppy dog instinct. Mommy puppy instinct that I had. Like, I cannot do this to my dog. Like, I can't do this. I have to figure out a way. Like, I have to move tomorrow. I have to rent a hotel. I just had so much going on in my brain. I'm like, I cannot go to work tomorrow. I have to figure this out. Like, I can't just leave him. I cannot make him, I can't let him down. I can't make him, I can't adopt him and bring him to my house, and I only had him for 7 months, and you know, he thinks he has a home, and now he's bouncing from house to house. Like, I just could not do it. So every time those thoughts came across my mind, I literally started to cry. I had a great idea. I'm like, you know, I know this guy in my building who owns a pit bull. I have a Yorkie, he has a pit bull. I'm like, and he had that pit bull for a very long time, so I'm pretty sure like something happened. Either he got this dog on the lease, he finessed the landlord in some way, something had to happen, because there's no way in hell my little baby is causing this much harm that I'm about to get evicted. My family's about to get evicted. So I go and hit him up, and he immediately calls me, and he's like, yo, you're gonna be good. Like, this happened to me before. My mom went to court, and we just finessed the situation. Once I heard that, I was like, why am I crying? I'm a finesser. I make things work. Chase ain't gonna be taken from me. Like, I got this. So once I heard him say that, like, it kind of made me feel relieved. And he's like, you know, everyone got this letter before. Like, you're good. Trust me. Like, you know how many people in the building have dogs? And I'm like, exactly. So I just feel like, why are they picking on me and my little baby Chase? Like, why do they want my baby to go? But also, just a little backstory, when I was younger, my best friend's dad actually had to go to court for their dog, and they end up having to give their dog away, and they live in the same community as me. So I thought I was going to be that type of situation. So I'm like, yo, I actually saw this happen firsthand before. I cannot, like, this is definitely a possibility that Chase has to go. So as I said, speaking to him really eased me, and he's like, you know, I'm gonna call some other people in the building, see how they went about keeping their dog, and I'm gonna get back to you. So I'm like, all right. So while I was on the phone with him, my sister was calling me. So then I called her back, and this is where the story turns. For, I don't know, for the better or for the worse. I get on the phone with my sister now, and my sister, she's the GOAT too. She definitely pulled through. She was telling me that I can actually register Chase as a service dog, an emotional support dog. So I was telling her, like, I actually had plans on doing that, because when I first came home, whatever, after calling my boyfriend, I have a blind friend, and she was talking about getting a service dog. So I'm like, honestly, I could try to finesse her documents, put my name on her documents, and pretend I'm blind, and then when she gets her service dog, I could forge them documents too and act like Chase is a service dog. I don't know how it's gonna work. I didn't care, but I just knew that I had to try something. So my friend actually told me that I would be able to register Chase as an emotional support dog, and I should go on YouTube and look about how to do it. And I'm like, girl, you are the mother. You are a lifesaver. So once I saw that, and then my sister also said it, I was like, yeah, I was planning on doing that anyway. So she was also like, you know, I also have 2 other people who will take the dog, and blah, blah, blah. She was like, and also everybody got the letter. Chris, that's my brother-in-law, she's like, you know, Chris's friend, I got the letter. I'm like, okay. And they're like, are they okay? Do they keep their dog? I feel like she said, yeah. And then we're having a conversation, like, yeah, she's also a doctor. I'm like, wait, so she can actually forge some psychiatric documentation for me stating that, you know, I need Chase for emotional support. His other friend also got the letter. So I'm like, oh, but she do with her dog? So my sister was like, nothing. So I'm like, what do you mean she's doing that? I'm like, so she kept the dog. She went to court and they let her keep the dog. She was like, she doesn't have a dog. Everybody got this letter, Alex. So I'm like, what? She's like, Alex, everybody got the letter. Like, everybody, whether you have a dog or not, an animal or not, they got this letter. She just threw it away. I'm like, wait, what? I was so confused. Guys, when she was saying everyone got the letter, I thought she meant like everyone with an animal got the letter, and our landlords are on to us and they're just giving us a fair warning. No. She meant everybody who lives in this community and all 300,000 buildings and 1 million apartments receive this same exact paper at their door. That's what she meant. Once I heard that, I had an array of emotions deep down inside. I'm like, I'm freaking happy, because now I don't have to spend the night in a hotel or give Chase to 20 different families within the next week. But then I was also pissed, because I'm like, if I wasn't so filled with emotion, I would have actually read the letter thoroughly. So after getting off the phone with my sister, I go into my mother's room and I'm like, Ma, you know this letter was addressed to everyone. So my mom is still like scared, like, what do you mean? I'm like, Ma, everybody literally got this letter. So she's like, are you sure? Is there anybody that you can ask? So I'm drawing blanks. I don't really hang out in my community anymore, so I forget that I actually do have friends that still live here. So I ended up hitting up the guy that lives in my building again. I'm like, hey, when you do get home, let me know if you got the letter at your door. So he told me this morning he ended up getting it, and I also text my other friend that lives where I live, and I was like, hey girl, did you get the letter? She was like, yes girl, I got that. Oh my gosh. So I was very relieved to hear that, but I'm just like, damn, I really sat there and cried for 3 hours, embarrassing myself. Like, I mean, my boyfriend doesn't care, but like, you know, his family knows what's happening, everybody knows what's happening, so it's like, to hear that everybody got this letter, it's just kind of like, damn, I'm embarrassed. So, let me read y'all the letter from the top to the bottom. See, this is why it's so good to read. Dear, oh, before I even get to that part. So, when I was talking to my mom, I was like, "Ma, I got this letter." She was like, "You know, it was just stuck in the crack of the door. Like, it wasn't even in an envelope." I'm like, this wasn't in an envelope and you thought that this was for us? Like, you thought that this was directed to us? Because when our rent comes, they direct it to us. They address it. They put her first and last name. They put our address, even though they know where the hell we live. They do the whole 9, and then they'll stick it like in our door. So the fact that this was not in an envelope, it was literally folded in half like this. You had me crying in distress, thinking that I had to give my dog away today because you just failed to pay attention to little details like this. So now let me read to you guys what the letter says. Dear residents, very general. That in itself, if it ain't directed, it's not respected. Management has received numerous complaints that residents are harboring pets or animals without the prior written consent of the landlord. This is a direct violation and blah, 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 what I read to you before. Skip past what violation we are violating. It says, please be advised that residents found harboring pets within their apartments without the prior written consent of the landlord will be subject to immediate legal action. If you should have any questions regarding this notice or terms of your lease agreement, please contact your property manager. So now, had I walked into the house with a clear mind and not been scared shitless, I would have read this letter from top to bottom and told my mother, "Ma, this is general." It literally says, "Dear residents." Not "Dear Alex," not "Dear apartment X, Y, and Z." "Dear residents." I was like, oh my gosh. But it's like I was just so happy that I didn't even care to even argue that part, because that part didn't even matter. And just seeing how much everybody kind of came together to help me, that was enough to smooth everything over than for me to be trying to argue my mother about the letter, even though it caused me much distress. But that is the happy ending to this story. Everybody got this letter. I do not have to give my dog away. This is why he is here with me today. And I just want to thank God, because oh my gosh, I couldn't even believe what I'll be going through today, just knowing like I don't have a place for my dog to live right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, when I tell you, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Like, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm sorry if the title of this video scared you, but I'm traumatized. I'm literally still traumatized till this day. But please give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below, and make sure you hit that red subscribe button. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.